Hello. Good morning. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Business Brew. Today, I got you a new company that I'm trying to do a valuation and a fair price for. It's a Chinese retailer specialized in discounts. They're really good. I was impressed by them. But is it a buy or not right now? Let's talk about VIPS. Whoops. I hope you guys doing well and you are enjoying this bull market now after the first quarter of bear hitting all our records. I hope you're in the greens and doing good. All right, so this is their website, the VIP.com. So what they sell, they have international brands and they have a deals with the outlets and the remaining clothes from the outlets. So whatever what not sold before, they got it from the outlets cheaper, and that's how they got cheaper um, products. I can hear myself in the screen. No problem. Sorry about that. Yeah. So the website looks neat. They have a good kind of products wise. Lot of brands, a lot of brands. So it looks nice until now. All right, so I got a couple of slides from their annual investors presentation, so we can get a more information from what they say about the company. So, for the Chinese e-commerce landscape, we have the marketplace kind of companies, which is Taobao, Tmall, and Paidado. Paidado, of course, the one which is uh, been booming last year. So we have JD.com as well. So JD.com, they listed as general P2C. And then we have the online discount retailers, which are the VIP.com. Now, retail discount retailers, I think they have a future ahead, especially using and the trend of social media video selling. You know, these when the influencers, they go live and start selling products on their live streams. And I think that's where the future heading for social media and e-commerce together, and that's their point, they meet together. So there's a very interesting thing happening in soon. All right, so partner with popular and well-known brands by selling their excess inventory at discounted price. It's a very good business model in my opinion. So core competency in merchandising, logistics, and customer service. That's what they think their core competencies. All right, so they claim they have highly engaged and loyal customer base. So we can see that their customer base has been increasing since 2014 until now, and the increasing, it's tremendous. Repeat customers percentage of a total customers is great. They have customers going back for more, which is this a sign of a loyalty. But e-commerce, and from what we know from e-commerce, there's no loyalty as 100%. However, these numbers are really great, 90%, 70%. So the total active consumers, for example, 2019 was 69, and repeated customers were 55. So they gained around 14 new customers in million. All right, so also they claim they have high and stable rate of orders from repeated customers. So the orders placed by repeat customers are the one in dark red, and the total orders are the red, the light one. Orders placed by repeated customers. So as you can see, 97% of the orders placed by repeat customers. It's a lot. So they have. So these repeat customers, they actually spend a lot of money on the website, which is really good. This is really a good thing, given that generally that e-commerce are having less loyalties. All right, so brand partnership growth over time. So these the number of outlets or the brands that they sell on their platform. So you can see as of 2019 they have increased by 45 pieces from 2010. So I think this is very much related. Also, this and the previous slide, they both relate to the growth and revenue, and that makes us have a little bit of an idea that the revenue is kind of stable and is gonna grow even further. All right. So what kind of products categories? Of course, everything. And so this is the steady gross profit. You can see a little bit of a decline, but you can say it's an average of 20%, maybe around the whole over it, right? All right, so let's see what is the general sentiment in the market about this stock. All right, so this stock was part in Archegos capital management. The whole thing about 40 billion. This guy Juan, whoever, whatever his name is, where he shorted the whole thing and then he got slapped. So that's why the price of the stock fell from $40 until 29, I guess, recently, which we're gonna see now if this is still a good price or not. Recently, they got hit and fined by the Chinese antitrust, right? So they got almost $500,000 of fine, which is a huge. Now, not they are not the only ones, but there's a lot of other e-commerce or tech companies in China. They got hit by this fines, and they pledged to work with the government online better so they can avoid these fines, because these fines is a huge, honestly, and as an investor I don't want to be in that situation. And another news recently that they said they're willing to list again in the Hong Kong stock market, and they were trying to raise up to $2 billion. That's a massive expansion program, I guess. How does the institutional investors feel about this company? You can see that 52% of the shares is institutions, and then followed by individual investors, retail investors, which is around 18%. So you can see that they have overall the institutional investors, they have a trust in this kind of company. A little bit of numbers about this company. Now, the return on capital employed in VIP holding is around 18%. Is that good? Is that bad? Well, actually, the industry average for retail, online retail, is about 13%. So they are 5% more, which is a really good thing. And last good news, they hired a co-chief technology officer, which is also good. So I can see they are trying to transform shopping and e-commerce very soon. And it's I mean, it's great. They've been innovative for a long time. I think they have the products, and they just to innovate more in the technology side, and maybe move a little bit to finance, right? To finance and loaning and stuff like that. All right, so you can see these the revenue and the net profit in the last 4 years, from 2020, 2019, 18, 17. You can see they have a beautiful growth. The average net margin is around 4% from the revenue, which is decent in retailers, which is usually around less like that. um, is the stock being shorted by institutions? Well, only 5% of the whole outstanding shares is shorted, which means that it's generally it's a buy sentiment or buy and hold sentiment, which is really good. Forward PE is 15, amazing. Um, EV to EBITDA, comparing to other um, e-commerce holdings, you can tell from this list that you have VIP Shop, you have Z Holding, Rakatuna, Mango, Farfetch, Just Eat, Etsy, Zolando, a lot more. EV to EBITDA, you can see VIP is 18.35. The rest are fly high, except Z Holding maybe, and yeah, so it's second to Z Holdings, which is really good as well. This is a very, I mean, most of what you see, and until now, what I've seen is it's like 70%, 80% positive. Now, when go and calculating the fair value for the stock right now, I have to do some assumptions. So, analysts are expecting 126 billion Chinese yuan on 2021 revenue. That's amazing, which means 24% increase year over year. These guys are doing really good. 11% revenue growth from 2022 forward until 2025. Reduced revenue growth. I'm assuming that after 5 years they're gonna reducing the growth. Well, this is an assumption. They're gonna reduce growth, but given that the $2 billion is trying to get from the listing in Hong Kong, they have plans. They have might looking for another income. I'm not sure, but given the business right now, I'm projecting at 8.9 growth in 2015 to 2000 from 25 to 28, and then followed a 4.4 growth in revenue till 30, right? My required of return for this 10 years of investment is 10% a year. I'm guessing that's just a normal kind. It's a little bit high, but that's how I invest. Fair value. All right, so the terminal value for this is around 82 billion Chinese yuan. Today's company's value is around 150 billion Chinese yuan, and the share out, they have around 609 million shares. Their borrowing net is around 8 billion Chinese yuan, and by the way, they have cash flow to cover that, so we are still on the safe side. So the fair value for today is around $38.85. $38.85. All right, guys. Let's add a little bit safety to that price, and we get a $33 price tag. So this stock is fair value today is $333, and this is assuming all our assumptions goes well. We're gonna get a 10% return almost every year for the next 10 years. What's the stock price right now? So last night it closed around 32.45, so we are still safe to buy it today if we decide to buy it. It's still in the buy zone. Now let's see what's the bad and the good about this company. I think the bad thing which keeps me scared and hesitant from investing in this company is one important thing, which is the Chinese regulation and getting more fines. We've seen what happened to Alibaba and the Chinese government recently when they had Jack Ma in the spotlight, which caused Alibaba to be, to have a lot of issues. They stopped the IPOs for Ant Group. So they're very strict with the tech companies, and if the tech companies don't follow the lead, they're gonna face fines. That's my big worry about this company. The bad maybe a little bit is second listing in Hong Kong. Sometimes when you do that, the stock prices go lower in the US, but it's not the case usually. The third risk is the competition. This industry usually have a lot of competition. However, and we've seen the loyalty is around 60-70% loyalty customer base. So it is a little bit not worrying as much as usually would worry me, right? The good thing, we're gonna have $5 million buyback shares in the next 2-3 years. I think they have a very steady growth in revenue, and my projected annual ROI is 10%, and I can easily meet it now. So I would like to know from you guys, would you go ahead and invest money in this company? Would you go large or not? Let me know if you have any comments and questions. It would be great and awesome if you guys could subscribe and like my videos. Really appreciate it. And for me, for this one, I think most probably I'm gonna wait a little bit and then probably hit it there and invest in this one. Thank you very much and have a good morning. La, 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 la.